This is the first trading day of the final month of 2020. Let's bring in Michele Schneider, the Director of Trading at the Market Gauge Group. Good to have you with us, Michele. And what's in store?
Well, November was booked as the greatest November in history, so there's that. But what's interesting about the market is that started on Monday with the end of the month was that we were starting to see some negative divergence in momentum. So when we were all floor traders, we would look at three things. We'd look at pure price, we would look at momentum, and then we would look at relative performance. So essentially what that means, obviously pure price is pretty obvious how the instrument is reacting to the price, whether it be on new highs or selling off, et cetera. But the momentum is something that's invisible for most people to see. We saw it on the floor because you could tell prices would be moving up, but the volume, the velocity, the excitement would start to wane. And we have a way we can gauge that actually on a chart. And then the next thing would be the price performance, which means that if some other commodity was hotter than the one that you were trading, you might use that as a benchmark. So gold might be a benchmark, for example. So if you put that all together, what's happening in the market right now is that the NASDAQ could not get through 300, so that was starting to come down. The spiders could not get through that post-election high over 364.38. That's coming down. And the Russells, which had a lot of fun with rotation, are also coming down. And we're starting to see that momentum diverge just a little bit. In terms of the benchmark, the NASDAQ is still underperforming the SPY, and that's why big tech probably, even with Cyber Monday, is looking a little bit disappointing at this point. Correction? That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
So you are bracing for a sell-off. Michele, before you take off on this Giving Tuesday, what's your favorite charity?
It's called the Friendship Circle International. I spent a good deal of my life working with kids with disabilities and really being an advocate for full inclusion. And the saddest thing about kids with disabilities is they often only have friends with their families and paid professionals. So what this organization does is it gets volunteers to come in and actually develop friendships with kids with disabilities, which is such an important charity to look at and such a very dear to my heart topic.
Well, you are dear to us. Thanks so much for being on our show.
Thank you, Angie.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.